So, I've been sitting on this little tackle box for quite some time now. It's got some interesting stuff in it, to say the least. Man, I look good. I look good. Good. I'm gonna do an interesting video. Something I don't normally do. I do those tackle videos. Haven't done one in a bit. Just been super busy with like real life stuff. Put out a tournament vid that I absolutely sucked in. So that was a shitty video. So I'm hoping this works out. I guess we'll see though. So this past Christmas, all the family and friends they say, "Oh, Chris is a fisherman. Let's get him fishing stuff." Pretty easy, pretty nice. I agree. Get me fishing stuff. It's easy. I can agree with that. Except when you buy things that are cheap on Amazon or eBay, and they're straight from China. Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that comes from there is super quality. Some of it is just where did this come from? So what I'm about to show you is something that came off of Amazon. It's a blue net. I think it's the 60-piece tackle set. I'll put the picture of it like right now. It's got some interesting stuff in it for sure. I've never really like taken the time to take it apart and look at it and see what's actually in it. So we're gonna do that now. Well, no, we're not gonna go in depth. We're just gonna look at it over the top. We're just gonna take some things out and be like, that's why was that in there? And then tomorrow after work, I'm gonna go fish with this box. Fish with this box only. I'm gonna bring one rod, and I'm gonna bring this box. Whatever's in this box is the only stuff that I can use. I'm not bringing anything else. Should be interesting in my opinion. All right, so let's get to what's in this box. These look like glow-in-the-dark crawdads. Hold on, let's see if they are. Let's see if we can charge them up. Nope, not glow-in-the-dark. They look glow-in-the-dark, but they're not. Some clear craws, some clear grubs, white pearlish clear grubs, little guys, some waxworm lookalikes, some red grubs. Oh, looks like there's some jig heads in here for panfish. That'll be cool. Some little bullet weights in there, some beads, soft plastic crickets. Yeah. By the way, these soft plastics smell horrible. Got a nice little tray action going on there, so it's gonna be tough to get into. Look at this hollow body frog. A little jitterbug type deal. Looks like there's some jerk baits, a ton of spoons, some top waters, some more spoons, a crankbait, tons of spoons. I'm still rooting through the spoons. There's like tons of spoons. Like some with divots, some with writing. Looks like there's a lipless in here. Oh, there's a popper. Oh, a popper. Might have to throw that a little bit. I doubt I'll be throwing a frog. Maybe the popper, maybe that little walker. There's a jerk bait and a square bill. I'll probably throw a square bill at some point. But I'm thinking these jig heads and these little grubs are going to be key. These little fake wax worms too. They're so close to being real. I should probably wash my hands after touching this stuff because it's probably just filled with lead. I think we can catch fish with this stuff. There's, like, when I say there's a ton of, like, look, there's at least 15 spoons in here. Like, you could have picked something else to go in here. We're gonna go fish with this at some point tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna try those jig heads and we're gonna tip them with the wax worms and these little red grubs. There's even little itty bitty bloodworms that we can use. There's some other grubs that we can use. So I think I'm gonna start at that route, try and go catch some panfish. Well, anyways, I will see you guys out on the water with my cheap Chinese lure fishing challenge. we're at the creek. It's a little smushed. All right, we made it to the creek. So I'm gonna tie something on from that box. I don't know what yet, but we'll see what happens. Probably start with a crankbait, maybe a spoon, and we'll move on from there. Maybe I'll throw the jerkbait first and get that out of the way, see what happens. All right, tie that on, and I'm gonna switch to the GoPro at some point, so cool beans.
I'm an idiot. There's a lawnmower, so hold on, and I'll tell you why I'm an idiot. So you ready for why I'm an idiot? I walked all the way down this path to the spot that I'm supposed to fish. And guess what wasn't in the camera? An SD card. That's me. Story of my life. So now let's redo all of this. All right, so Chinese cheap lure fishing challenge is a go. We're gonna start with this jerkbait. I actually caught one on already, but you didn't see it, so I'm not gonna count it. But it's got a weird action and a weird color. So let's go throw it some more. We'll see what happens. There's tons of fish at this spot. I've seen a couple decent ones. They're all pretty tiny though, so I'm gonna have to switch over to something small. Ooh, looks like there's some grass on the water. Hopefully below the dam it looks pretty good. Luckily I'm gonna break all of those rules. Now it's time to get feet wet. Water's chilly. A little bit. A little bit chilly. Some just blow up in the grass. These frogs might come into play. I don't know. But we're gonna walk over here and we're gonna fish on top of the dam, down below the dam, because there's a bunch of fish sitting there, because that's where I caught the one. I mean, I'm getting strikes. They're all just really tiny fish that are hitting it. So I don't think it's going to be the ticket for the whole deal. Oh, there we go. There we go. It doesn't count. Well, there's one fish on a Chinese lure. He's huge. He's a friggin' slaunch. He's ginormous. Okay, see you, bud. The point of this video is to actually use other baits from this box, so I'm going to tie something else on, even though I've caught a couple fish with this. All right, so I just tied on this gold spoon with a little clacker on it. Should probably pick up a few more bites with this, because this is what I normally use here, something like this, or a rooster tail. So I'm thinking this will be a little bit of a juicy call here. So the gold spoon was not successful at all. Like, got a bunch of bites, nothing actually committed, nothing big at least, and they were all running away from it. So time to change it up. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try a jig head and one of those soft plastics. I have those little grubs, and then I have those wax worms too. We're gonna start with a wax worm, I think. Tip this with a little artificial wax worm. We got. That's what we're going with. Let's throw a popper. See what happens. It's an interesting popper. It's a Rasta. I'm going to call this the Rasta pop. The Chinese Rasta pop. I just saw some fish bust up there, so I'm gonna go throw this popper up that way. I mean, if we can get one on top, that'd make my night. Just one. Let's see. Got one. Whoa, dude, this dude wanted it for real. Well, it's one on top. The expensive stuff breaks, but the cheap stuff keeps working. So I'll have to figure out what's going on with that reel. All right, so I had to cut the video short for two reasons. One, reel fell apart, couldn't really fish anymore. Second is the sun went down, so I couldn't see anything on the GoPro. So hopefully we can do a part 2 soon, because it's starting to cool down a lot. So I think some of those lures will actually be pretty good in the coming weeks. Got some cool things planned in the future, so be on the lookout. Cool beans.